Hi everyone and welcome to today's video. This is a B2 level vocabulary lesson. We're continuing our discussion of idioms. Today we're going to be working on idioms describing age. And here's an example. Age is only a number. So there are many ways to describe a person's age. Can you put the words in order of age? You can pause the video, try this on your own, and then restart when you're ready to check your answers. So we have, first would be a baby, number 2 would be a toddler, then a child, then a teenager, then a young adult, an adult, middle-aged, and senior. So guess the age group described by each of the following idioms. So over the hill would be in the senior age group. No spring chicken would be probably middle-aged. In one's prime, probably an adult. Underage is probably a teenager or a child, and young blood maybe a young adult or a teenager. Alright, so now match the idiom with its meaning. You can pause the video, try these on your own, and then restart when you're ready to check your answers. Okay, too young to do certain things legally. That would be underage. Old and past one's best. That would be over the hill. Young and strong with lots of opportunities or at one's peak or best time. That would be in one's prime. No longer young is no spring chicken. And young people in an organization who provide new ideas and energy, young blood. So a person who is over the hill is older and past one's best. Some people consider 40 to be over the hill, while others think over the hill is closer to 50 years old. What age do you consider to be over the hill? And you can put your ideas in the comments. In one's prime, this describes a time when you are at your best, young and strong with lots of opportunities. So at what age do you feel that you are in your prime? Now look at the photos and read the text, and then match each idiom to its meaning. Stop behaving like a child. Act your age. Well, that would be to behave like someone your age would behave. She started to go gray at age 30. That's C, to begin to grow gray hair. And my grandfather is 78 years old, but he is young at heart. That's to have a youthful spirit no matter what age. So to act your age means to behave like someone your age would typically behave. Do you feel like you act your age? And you can put your answer in the comments. To go gray means to begin to get gray hair. At what age is it common to go gray? And is it common for people in your culture to dye their hair when this happens? Coming of age is a young person's transition from childhood to adulthood. The age at which this transition takes place varies in different cultures, and some cultures have rituals to celebrate this age. In your culture, at what age does a child transition into an adult? Alright, so now match the country with the coming of age tradition. You can pause the video, try these on your own, and then restart when you're ready to check your answers. So A, in the past, the boys of this country were sent to live in the wilderness For as long as 6 months, they would go on a spiritual journey called the Walkabout to trace their ancestors' heritage. That would be Australia. At the age of 15, this tradition typically begins with a Catholic Mass where the girl renews commitment to her family and faith. Immediately following the Mass is a party where friends and family members eat and dance. That's in Central and South America. And in this country, on the second Monday in January, 20-year-olds dress up in their best attire, attend a ceremony in local city offices, receive gifts, and party with friends and family. That would be Japan. Now look at the photos and read the text. Match each idiom to its meaning. She is only 7, but she is wise beyond her years. So that would be a young person who seems very mature. The company hired young blood to bring their new ideas to the marketing team. Let's see, new young people who bring energy, fresh ideas, and enthusiasm. And I forgot why I walked into this room. I must be having a senior moment. That's a temporary forgetful moment often blamed on aging. Now use some idioms to create a sentence about each image. If someone is underage, he or she is too young to do certain things legally. For example, you must be a certain age before you can drive. At what age can you drive in your native country? In the United States, it's 16. In other countries, it might be 18. So you can put your answer in the comments. Can you guess the meaning of the following expressions? You can't teach an old dog new tricks. I wasn't born yesterday. Take each day as it comes. And age is only a number. And you can put your guesses in the comments if you'd like. Alright, now you're going to match these situations with the correct idiom. My grandfather has been writing checks for many years. When I tried to introduce him to online banking, he was very opposed to trying something new. That's, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Mary is 80 years old, but she is very active. She drives herself to the gym to go swimming twice a week and is very active in her senior citizen center. So that would be age is only a number. And Thomas doesn't like to worry about the future. He prefers to live in the moment. That's take each day as it comes. So I wasn't born yesterday. This expression can be used to tell someone that you know more than they think. I didn't cheat on the test. Don't try to fool me. I wasn't born yesterday. Now complete each sentence with the missing word. You can pause the video, try this on your own, and then restart when you're ready to check your answers. He was one of the best soccer players, but now he's over the hill. Sometimes my father doesn't act his age. She's only 25 years old, but she's already starting to go gray. My grandmother loves going to concerts. She's young at heart. Our new boss thinks it's important to bring young blood into the company. She ran the marathon in her best time. She's in her prime. The goalie on my favorite soccer team is 40 years old. He's no spring chicken. In most cultures, you could start learning to drive once you come of age. I tried to deceive my parents, but they told me that they weren't born yesterday. She doesn't like to change her routines. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. I think we should stop worrying and teach each day as it comes. And my parents always told me that age is only a number. So when I was your age, this describes something you did in the past that you don't do now. What can you say to your children or future children about this expression? And here's an example. When I was your age, I didn't have a cell phone. Now use the idioms provided to rewrite the sentences. Again, you can try this on your own or put your answers in the comments and then restart the video when you're ready to check your answers. So she is 70 and still runs marathons. Her age doesn't stop her. This could be age is only a number. She's not very young anymore and can't stay out all night. That would probably be she's over the hill or she's no spring chicken. He turned 50 and joked that he's getting old. Again, over the hill or no spring chicken. And I try not to stress about tomorrow and focus on today. That would be take each day as it comes. At 28, he's performing better than ever in his career. He is in his prime. The team hired some new energetic people to bring fresh ideas. They hired some young blood. Stop being so childish. You're too old for this behavior. Act your age. And that child speaks like an adult and understands so much. He is wise beyond his years. And that brings us to the end of today's video. Please like, subscribe, share, participate in the comments, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.